Yo, what up, what up, what up? Welcome to the 12th episode. I remember this time. 12th episode of Wrestling with the Bros. Acknowledge us. Snoop.
Yeah, acknowledge us. Welcome to another episode of Wrestling with the Bros. Hayden, Fair, our executive producer, Smitty. I'm Chris. Hope y'all having a good one. I'm in hiding right now. I'm hiding from people. I'm hiding from Fair and Hayden right now. I don't want to see their faces, but it is what it is. What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing, man?
You just because you turned the camera off don't mean you can't see us. That's not how that works.
Well, don't worry about. Hey, just know that I can see you, but you can't see me. On today's show, we're going to talk about some great stuff. Topics here. We're going to talk about Rock Cody, also bangers and burgers, or that's what Fair put in the chat. So I'm gonna go by what he typed.
I did not. Hold on.
Too,
Hold on. No, the hell I
Hell
didn't.
yeah. Hell
No,
yeah.
I didn't.
Nah, it flows off the tongue, man.
No, I didn't.
That's what you put in the chat.
No, I didn't. Read the name under it. No, I didn't.
Oh,
I didn't.
man.
Hayden,
Oh, man. Hey,
Hayden, what did
I
he
knew
put?
you were on
What
my
did he
side,
put, Hayden?
Chris. He said bangers, burgers, man. He
Thank
said,
you.
I said best and
You
worst. Aiden's the one who came up with bangers and burgers, and I clearly said, Smitty, this is going to be the topics, except bangers and burgers. We gonna workshop that. So don't
I'm just saying, it's either a banger or it's like Sheamus when he returned. It's a burger.
like I said, we'll workshop that, bro.
Bangers and burgers. We're gonna talk about bangers and burgers. Is it well done or is it rare? That's what we're going to talk about. And also, too, we're going to talk about whether or not Fair.
Rare cooking. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. Hey, you know what? A setback ain't nothing but a setup for a comeback. And we're going to talk about some other stuff as well too. But we're going to start things off because we have a great.
What that is. What?
This man, he ain't about to let this show
Yeah,
happen.
see, exactly. Pay attention. But we're going to start things off with talking about the event that is coming up this Saturday, December 14th. In New York, or actually on Long Island at the Nassau Coliseum. It is going to be the return of one of my personal favorite shows from back in the day, Saturday Night Main Event. And that's coming up this Saturday. Hayden, I'm going to start with you. How much are you looking forward to this event that is coming up on the 14th?
Man, I'm really looking forward to it because it kind of feels like, I mean, WWE did a lot of these back in the day where it wasn't just Saturday Night Main Event. It felt, they did WWE in your house. They did several shows kind of like that weren't necessarily pay-per-views, but they were kind of extra special for the fans. And so I think this one feels exciting. I think they have some great matches on there. I think Cody versus KO is going to be an absolute banger. I think that
Banger.
a banger. Uh, I think the triple threat match, I wasn't super into Finn and Gunther's match at first, but now I'm interested because you add Damian Priest to the mix, and I think you're going to get to see a real display of Finn's talent. I think this is going to be a more showcase for him than it is going to be anything else. But the whole card, I'm not disappointed with. Even the Drew and Sammy match that was thrown right there at the end. I think that's a great segue into future Bloodline stories.
For sure. I definitely think the match of the night is going to be Gunther and Finn. For sure. I think that's the match we're going to be talking about as far as, oh, he did this and that type thing. As far as a wrestling match is put together. We can't forget that that's also a triple threat now. Damian Priest is in there. Like I said, I think it's just going to be it's a good mix between those two to have a really good, great wrestling match. That I am looking forward to that the most. I love kind of what they're doing with Sammy and Drew. It's not like you can kind of say it's a hot shot, but they had beef before Drew left and before he beefed with Punk. And now they're just bringing it back. So I love that aspect of it. And now with Drew's promo on Raw about how they sold out for nothing to go help Roman again, yada, yada, yada. I think there's a bigger story to be had with Drew and the Bloodline. And I want to kind of get into that when we talk about the portal part of it. But newsworthy wise, I think the match it's going to be Cody and KO. Because I definitely I would put money down on it that Randy Orton's going to be involved in that match
in some way, shape, or form.
Right.
Yeah, I can see that. You were saying something about the the Sammy and Drew segment that kind of caught my attention. You can already feel that they are teasing some kind of interaction eventually between Drew and Seth, because they called Seth. I mean, Sammy called Seth basically, "You're being like Drew McIntyre right now. You're blaming everybody else for your problems."
Right. And that, like I said, definitely a callback to how the audience reacted to Drew when he first started going on this what I call a heater of straight ghastly tweets every day that he was putting out about CM Punk and other people. He was flaming people. It was such a good troll. But yeah, like definitely calling back to that. I don't know if it's a team up necessarily. Maybe a tag match. I don't know, but their in-ring personas are kind of crossing right now. It definitely feels the same vibe, which is exciting because I think Seth even brings that out more because Seth is a troll. Like he looks like a dude that likes to troll people. Not that the dude named Cody is a troll. I'm just saying Seth Rollins, the character, is a troll. So it'll be seamless for him and Drew to get back together. And now they're going against Punk. Oh, now Punk not aligned himself with the Bloodline, but he fought with the Bloodline and Drew may go after, and Drew and Seth may go both after the Bloodline to, get some type of reaction. And I think all of this, like how you just said, it was a link to Drew. I think all of this is going to be the story that surrounds Roman Reigns when he goes. That's I think is definitely what the end goal is as far as when we start to get to Netflix. I think for sure the main storylines are going to be with Drew, Seth, the Bloodline, and I'll talk about this more, but I also think the solo Bloodline goes over to Raw as well. But we'll talk about that more when we talk about the transfer portal. But yeah, for sure, I think the most newsworthy thing, like I don't think we get Rock. You think we get Rock? I don't think we get Rock.
I don't think Rock shows up. I don't think he shows up.
You're right.
I don't think he shows up either. I think, especially with Roman not being there, there's no really a reason for him to.
Well, that'll be something we talk about later, but we'll get into that a little later. But I don't just me. I don't think we get Rock just from what his vibe is on Instagram right now. He's been putting every other day. I'm preaching. What do you say? I'm preaching, putting my feet up. That man's not moving for a little bit, bro. He's not moving.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, he's more concerned about what's going on with Moana right now, which was a great movie. But
and being home with his it feels like for Christmas, and I don't like it's family time right now. Same with Roman. Roman usually takes this month off. It's it's family time. It's his birthday. He got Christmas. It's
plus I think you got to have a reason. You got to have a reason for him to come to Netflix. I'll say this. I think he shows up on the first 3-hour episode of SmackDown.
Who?
The Rock.
Rock? I mean, that would be fair to you.
Just a side prediction. I think that, but that gets you to want to put more eyes on Netflix because you know for sure he's coming. You know what I mean?
Or maybe he announces
That's
that he's going to go to Netflix or he's going to go to Monday Night Raw for the premiere because he has something to say or whatever. But yeah, and that gives USA a little bump in their ratings. I absolutely.
But that's just me being selfish though, because I'm gonna be at that show. So
Yeah. Other than that, I wish that for you that you can see that entrance in person. But yeah, I think that'd be absolutely logical that he'll go there on their premiere and then go to the big Netflix premiere. I mean, why wouldn't he?
Yeah. So real quick,
Benefits him.
I don't know. I know that we had talked about on the back channels not really going over like a official prediction. But what do you think? Like just for match wise, I don't think order matters or anything like that for us right now since we're not doing like official predictions for this PLE.
Well, I mean, I think we pretty much know the order. If you want to go to order, I mean,
I mean that doesn't necessarily matter to me as much. I think what they almost advertised is kind of what the order is going to be, in my opinion. I think because, but so,
I mean, they're pretty much all title matches, right?
Except for the
Sammy.
Yeah, I think they are. Except for the triple threat. Oh no, Sammy and Drew. Yes,
Sammy Drew's the only non-title match, so I would lead off with Sammy.
Sammy
Drew.
and Seth.
Yeah, Chris.
Sammy's not Sammy Drew. It's Sammy Drew.
Chris, do you have the card pulled up?
I don't have the card because I'm on my phone and,
okay.
and I'm not on my iPad, so you have to pull the card up for me. But I do want to ask you this: do we all feel that that the match of the night is going to be KO and Cody Rhodes?
Newsworthy wise, I think the best wrestling match will be the triple threat.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Yeah, like I said, I think newsworthy wise, I think because I think we'll have an Orton return. I think we'll have a, as I said before, we'll have a kind of a wonky type finish that that tries to build whatever story they're doing for that. But yeah, newsworthy wise, as far as splashes on the dirt sheets and stuff. On the wrestling media world would probably be the Cody. But I think anybody who's talking about the match and potential match of the year type of match, that's going to be that triple threat match, in my opinion.
So let's get our predictions out on who we think is going to win. So out of the ones I remember, Io and Liv. I think it's obviously Liv retaining. What do you think, Fair?
It'll be a good time for a monkey wrench title change, bro.
So you think that maybe the last image that we saw on Raw was teasing, Io's going to win and it's going to be Io versus...
I think that's the Mania match that they want.
I could see, like, I still think Liv's going to retain because I think ultimately you're still leading towards the final Liv versus Rhea match. But I could see them doing that to where it's like Liv and Rhea kind of have a goal in common, and it kind of like throws a monkey wrench into their story a little bit. Instead, they're both chasing the title instead of one trying to take the title from the other. If that makes sense.
I don't want to like a kind of a smudge type situation with them. I want a straight up match because Rhea's not going to interfere unless Raquel interferes. So maybe Rhea's there to fend that off.
Maybe Rhea inadvertently cost Io the title though.
Could be. You could, but that'll kind of, I don't know. They would have to be careful in how they do that, right? Like it can't be. It has to be definitely something that was just not her fault, but it happened. Otherwise,
so you're picking
on the risk because. But
I was just gonna say, I just want to make it clear that you're picking Io to win. That's your monkey wrench.
No, I'm gonna pick Rhea to win.
Oh,
but
you mean Liv? Gotcha.
Liv's gonna win. I'm sorry, but I'm just because I'm trying to think forward. I don't foresee Liv losing the title, but I do see Liv losing the title before Mania. She's not going
Okay.
in as Champions Mania. I can guarantee you that.
All right.
My
Who do you
match
think?
though, because I'm far over Liv anyway. I want Rhea versus Io. I want Io to win the goddamn Royal Rumble, but we'll talk about that in another time. But yeah, I got Rhea for that match.
Okay.
Yeah, me personally, I don't think any title changes will happen at this pay-per-view. I honestly don't think I don't think that any title changes will happen. That's just me personally.
Yeah. Okay.
I
So do we want to move on to Sammy Drew? Our predictions for that?
Yeah.
Yeah, go
Okay.
ahead.
I'm gonna pick Drew. I think Drew winning gives more reason for him to continue to stay in the storyline. I think if Sammy wins, it kind of feels like a finality thing to it. But I'm picking Drew to win that one.
Chris, you want to go? Or you want me to go?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna pick a Smosh finish. I think like a no contest. I don't think we have a winner or loser. I think we got
Is
a
it
bunch of.
just a regular match, right?
I think we have a good match. It's not a DQ or anything. It's a regular match. So I think we get a Seth involvement. I think we get a Jay return. He's hurt. Maybe a Punk. Speaking of that, I loved Seth and Punk's kind of back and forth and how they played that out. I don't know if y'all seen the thing on YouTube that they dropped with Punk. Seth responded on live TV. I thought that was fucking really great.
Their feud has true potential because I mean that's what made the Seth and Matt Riddle rivalry feel a little like special because they actually hated each other. I think these two legitimately have real beef in real life, is what makes it like feel special.
I think they had beef. I don't think Seth is like F him anymore. I think they're playing that on TV. I think that it's good that they're in a place where they can play that hatred out on TV. But I don't think it was what it was like it was 10 years ago between them.
Right.
But for sure they have a little tension between each other. You don't gotta like everybody. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's kind of my problem. I'm gonna mention it with the other company is because everything is kumbaya. Like I don't need kumbaya. Yeah. I don't care about kumbaya. I work with people I don't give a shit about. Like I don't like you, but because I'm getting money, I'm not saying nothing to you. You can do whatever you want. Just don't talk to me. And that's how life is. And over there is, if you don't like me, well, you get an extra year put on your contract because you want to go to another company.
Okay, Ray Phoenix. Okay, so I kind of agree with you. I think Drew wins the match, but I think the new bloodline helps him a little bit. I think that's going to be the interference.
Good call, but it's well, I guess Jay can come out. Maybe Punk comes out to join with it because Jimmy's hurt, so he can't. Yeah, man. Well, no, the new bloodline is only 3 people, right? Only 3 people, right? So yeah, you can just have Jay and Sammy go out. Yeah, that makes sense. See, I got a no contest or just a big brawl that happens at the end. I don't think anybody gets an L or win here. Then we got the triple threat: Priest, Gunther, and damn, what's his name? Finn. Fuck, I forgot his name.
Finn. Yeah.
And so
do you want to go ahead and give you
the title picture? Jeez.
Yeah. Do you want to give your prediction?
I'm gonna go Finn wins the title.
Damn it! I was hoping you wouldn't, because that's who I'm picking. uh,
It feels like it. It feels
yeah,
like it.
it
I
feels
don't.
to me it gives more purpose. Like if Finn wins, it gives him a reason to kind of even push further that he's the quote unquote leader of the Judgment Day, which is what he's been trying to
Right.
say was the problem with Damien, which brings more.
Right.
I think that with this, you're going to kind of have a mirroring of what made Finn turn on Damien in the first place, and it's going to mess with the bloodline. And I think that's where you're going to. I mean, not the bloodline, the Judgment Day. So I think Finn wins. He starts carrying his weight around a little bit more. I think that's how you kind of break Gunther away from all of that, because I think Gunther is going to be a Royal Rumble entrant, and I think he gets eliminated by Goldberg in the Royal Rumble. That's my prediction now.
That's
Um,
how they get the match at Mania.
yeah. Um, and so I think Gunther's going to lose the title. I think it adds more to his character to lose the title, because he's been really close to winning the Rumble a couple times now, and you could get him close again, and that's what you can put as an asterisks on his career, because he's never won the Rumble, and he's all about being the best. He's all about to me, it just furthers the psychology of his character for him to kind of go through a phase where he is not what he thought he was. Does that make sense?
Yeah, a person that gets humbled. I understand
Yeah,
what you're saying.
exactly. And I think that's how you transition him to be more of a face, anyways. Um, but yeah, that's my pick. We'll end up talking about that all night, and I know we have other topics we need to get to.
Nah, I mean, it for me is it's a. I mean, I think Damien was put in the match so he can take the pin. I don't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Either if even if Gunther wins, I don't think Finn takes the pin. But I think Finn takes the pin because he takes advantage of the situation. That's kind of what the
Hmm.
finish would be for that. Chris, I know you driving, brother. What? Nobody? Okay.
Um, as far as the Drew Sammy match, I think Drew wins. I think Drew will win that match. It'll help him get back reestablished as being the dominant force that he is. And as far as the triple threat match, I said it earlier. I'm gonna stick with it. I don't think any titles change hands. I don't think any titles change hands. Um, but if it does change hands, if it does, then I do see Finn winning. But I'm going to stick and say that none of the titles change hands on Saturday night.
Okay.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
that brings us to the final match, right? KO and Cody.
Yeah.
Or am I missing anything?
No, that's it.
Okay. Um, Cody. I think Cody wins. I think Cody's retaining until WrestleMania. I think um, it's a struggle because it needs to kind of go that way. Um, but I think they'll make it interesting. I think it'll be, I think you're right. I think Randy will interfere, um, because I do really think that the swerve is that everybody thinks The Rock's going to come back for that title, but I think your main event for that belt is actually Randy Orton.
At Mania.
Hmm.
I mean that definitely is one thing that I've been pushing for. I think about a year now. That I want Randy and Cody at Mania. I don't think that happens. Um, and I kind of mix the next topic. Well, yeah, I'll mix the next topic in as far as from
Transfer
here on.
portal.
No, with Cody versus Rock rumors.
Mm,
Like I said, I don't think we get Rock. I think Rock is at Netflix or SmackDown than Netflix, right? Like we said
mhm.
before.
Yeah.
I think they're on the path just from rumors and things that you hear from different people, sources and stuff, just kind of things floating through the universe there. I think it's Cody Rock. I don't think it's anything else but Cody Rock. I think that path becomes clearer come January. We'll know where it goes. But I truly and honestly think that we'll get the Randy up until maybe April, March, or through Elimination Chamber. I know they were rumoring another Saturday night main event like before WrestleMania.
Oh.
So that can be maybe the blow off there. But I think that KO will go to KO Randy in a combination of some sort, and then it'll switch to Randy Cody. And then when that's over, he's done with that kind of big trial. He has to deal with the final boss. That's kind of how I feel like that wants to play out.
Okay. What, all right. So circling that rumor, I don't want to go off too much of a rabbit trail, but what do you think about this? This is just a small idea. It's been a while since a major title has been more than just a singles match between two people. What if we have a fatal four-way for the World Heavyweight Championship come Mania, and it's Drew, Seth, Punk, and Roman?
I would love that. I would want that to happen. I would want that to happen at Rumble.
I think you got to cultivate that story more, because you can tell that all four of them are kind of connected right now.
Right. I mean, it's want to do Elimination Chamber? Rumble's not until February, right? So you got a month.
Yeah.
Like a month.
I think Elimination Chamber has some kind of combination of that. I think you see a World Heavyweight Championship Elimination Chamber.
Love that. Our actual goddamn title match at Elimination Chamber. They haven't done that in I don't even know how long. Maybe the last 4 years.
Yeah,
at least
I think what you're doing this year, because the Universal Championship's established, that kind of people view that as the title. I think you need to make the World Heavyweight Championship feel more important.
Yeah, and that's why I don't like, because a lot of people trying to make it like they're trying to bring Cody over to Raw and stuff. I don't see that.
He was there Monday. He was there Monday, though. I will say
there on SmackDown on Friday. So you can say they may change it, but if you switch him, then I mean everything's going to be for the WWE title. So I don't know.
I could.
How many people do you need for the Elimination Chamber? My bad.
6, isn't it? Or is it 7?
It's 4 pods. Is it 4 pods?
2 people in. 4 pods, 2 people in.
But I've seen them do it like a triple threat to start too. So maybe it's just however many.
Well, the Elimination Chamber itself used to be shaped different. It was more of like an octagon than it was a. The original chamber was bigger.
I got you, but I've seen like what was the year Daniel Bryan, the last year Daniel Bryan went to WrestleMania for Roman and Edge. Wasn't it? It was 4 in the pod, and then a triple threat match started the match itself.
Was that the one Bray won?
No, Daniel Bryan won it, and then Roman fought Daniel Bryan after the actual match and beat him because the winner got a title shot. Remember?
Yeah. My assumption is that Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say my assumption would be that they're still gonna just go 4 in the pods, 2 in the middle.
I mean, however they do it, like because I don't know, like if you put Cody on Raw and you do that idea, we're just gonna run with your idea, right? If you put Cody on Raw and do that idea, so then you get Cody. I think you would have to bring over Randy to Raw. I think, right?
Yeah. So we're talking, and this goes with one of our subjects for tonight, talking about the transfer portal.
Right. Well, yeah. Let's yeah. If we, we went over what everything that the Rock can be anyway.
But this is a good segue into talking about transfer portal because we're talking
Right.
about, hey, these guys may not be where we think they are because we're assuming that the World Heavyweight Championship's staying on Raw,
Yeah,
but it
assuming.
could
That's what you would
it
think.
could
That's
change.
what one would think.
Yeah,
But if you think of it from a business standpoint, Netflix is going to want the title on their
that
show.
so I would think Cody would have to go over there too.
Yeah,
And if you're building like that's why I like the match that you put together of a 4-way for the title. Now it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna be the World Heavyweight title. But if you put that match in the Elimination Chamber and have Cody, let's say Roman, Drew, Seth, Cody, and Randy, I think that's a huge match. That's all
that's
former
a
champions.
banger.
That's all former
That's a
champions.
banger.
Go with Cody.
That ain't a burger. That's a banger.
Yeah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. I'm sorry. We're not doing that.
No, I agree. I think this transfer portal is going to be huge. I think the transfer portal is going to take over what the WWE draft was.
I like it. The sound of it sounds better to me.
Yeah. I agree 100%. I think the transfer portal feels like it's more sports like. With the draft, you think of up and coming talent, which they still may have a draft of some kind. But when I think of draft, I think of new blood. With a transfer portal, you're talking about established superstars, and that means that you're kind of bargaining with each other. I'll give you so and so because I want so and so, or does that make sense? And it gives a reason for there to be beef between Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce, which I think you're leading to a match with them anyways.
You think so? I think they're trying to go get a match at WrestleMania. I
Yeah.
think that's what.
And I think the transfer portal is going to open up that.
Could be.
Because think about it, in a transfer portal, yeah, because the superstars in the transfer portal, I guarantee the superstars are the ones that negotiate their deal.
Right.
And so therefore, if you have Nick Aldis getting in the ear of, say, or Adam Pearce getting in the ear of, say, Cody Rhodes and saying, hey, if you come here such and such and such, we can guarantee you. Like, that's how you create drama between both brands.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that and I'll be cool, but I'm just, I don't know. I really wanted them to do that for Survivor Series, to be honest with you. I wanted a brand version. I don't know. I'm sorry. But
I think with the way War Games went, I think we've seen the last War Games for a little while. You took out 3 superstars.
Yeah.
It took out 3 superstars, man. I think they're gonna really kind of go back to the drawing board on that one.
You can't ask some person that's trying to make the biggest run of his life right now in Bronson not to see a War Games cage and not jump off it. You don't need to be in a War Games match. You could have did an elimination match. That would have been more compelling than that fucking War Games match. You could have did a whole elimination thing, and then at the end, everybody could have been eliminated, and that hero spot Roman did, and you could have been against 3 or 4 of the people in the bloodline. He could have ran through them all in some other way or whatever, and that would have been more exciting than that War Games.
You know, all truthfully, what I'm about to say next is going to sound bad, but truthfully, all prayers and thoughts to Bronson Reed in his recovery, because it sounded like he's going to miss WrestleMania. But with that being said, homie thought he was one of the Hardy Boys, and he's I ate at Hardy Boys.
Oh, yo, homeboy was like, yo, let me jump off this goddamn cage feet first.
Man, brother, you got cushion. Why didn't you trust it?
That man thought he was Rikishi for a minute.
Right?
I
It's all
think
love.
it was ultimately a bad move, but I
And
mean all thoughts and prayers to Bronson Reed for sure.
I just hate it for him. I hate it for him, bro. It's
He was
trash.
really he was going off. I think it's going to be no pun intended, I think it's going to leave a huge hole within the WrestleMania card because I truly think that I think he would have been out of the main title picture, but I think that he could have been
Oh, I thought he was
a
going to
contender. Huh?
I thought he was winning a title at Mania. I thought I was going to pencil him in for an Intercontinental title match.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought either that or the United States Championship.
Yeah, he was going to walk out of WrestleMania with a title, bro. I would
Yeah.
have bet my whole life on it.
I would have loved to seen a match between him and Shinsuke.
That would have been great. Him and Bronson would have been not Bronson. Breaker.
Braun Breaker.
Would have been. Yeah. Hell, if LA Knight got the title back, him and LA Knight would have been great. Like I just love the titles at that point. But
Yeah, I agree. But I think this transfer portal is going to be awesome. I really do. I love the idea a lot more. I think it gives a little bit more of a surprise factor to it all. It's not as like because you can kind of get the feel of who was going to be taken in the draft. This kind of gives you of like you don't know where we're going.
Right. And like you said, it's a negotiation. They can have a little beef, whatever that might lead into a future match, which is great. Who do you think? What would be your top 3 major changes going to both brands from the transfer or the trade?
Do you want to go, Chris?
No, go ahead. Go ahead, guys. Go ahead.
All right. We saw him for a second.
Nah,
Right.
I'm still working. Go ahead.
For me personally, for me personally, I think now that you have 2 shows on 2 different major networks and on Netflix, I think this is the perfect time to push NXT as a legitimate brand instead of being just developmental. So I would actually love to see an established superstar that maybe you're not seeing in the main title picture for either of those brands, but a superstar that's been kind of like pushed to the side a little bit, push down to NXT and get a push down there and help elevate that talent around him. I mean, look at Ridge Holland. It's in the Brawling Brutes, I could have given 2 shits, but now in NXT, he's the most interesting he's ever been. And it's because you're giving talent a little bit more room to thrive down there. And I personally would love to see like man, who would I love to see go down there and have another run? Man, what about Shinsuke? Like say Shinsuke loses the United States Championship at some point. Go have him go down there and you know Shinsuke's a main eventer type thing. Have him win the NXT title for a little while. I mean, he's the longest reigning. He is still the longest reigning NXT champion, right? Does he hold that? I think he holds that record, right? Or am I thinking? No, I'm thinking of Asuka.
Yeah, I think Shinsuke was up there. I think Shinsuke was up there. Actually, Hayden, I do agree with you though, because that's something I've always said about NXT, or rather before NXT when it was like superstars or whatever, that they should have that should be like an area where guys can go down there and develop and get some more exposure. So no,
Revitalize.
I do agree. Exactly. Exactly. So no, I do agree with you from that standpoint of making NXT like, a permanent brand per se. I do agree with you
Dude,
on that.
because I watched some of Deadline the other night. They have some banger matches, dude. They have some good matches. And I mean, you're just seeing the talent there.
Challenge match was the best match I've seen this year.
I mean, you do a 450 lariat. Come on now. Like that shit was
Buckshot,
amazing,
that was
dude.
insane, bro. That was insane, bro. So Okay, you didn't give 3 people. So go ahead.
Okay.
So Shinsuke. Go ahead.
So my wish list. Okay, so my wish list would be Shinsuke to go back down to NXT. Uh,
Hmm.
I would love to see. I think SmackDown. I would love to see LA Knight go to Raw, and then I would love to see Gunther go to SmackDown.
Okay. You threw in the caveat of the NXT. I never thought about somebody going there. So with that, I would love Karrion Kross to go back to NXT.
Karrion Kross could be a force in NXT.
I love that for him. If I'm gonna stick to the main roster part of it, I would love the New Day to go to SmackDown. Can we go over there?
Especially with what they're doing now.
Right. I think the Bloodline should come to Raw.
Mm-hmm.
If Roman's going to be on Raw more, they need to be with him.
Hold on here. What I want to point out, though, Chris, did you see how this man changed the rules? He said,
I see
pick
it,
three
and I
people,
hear it.
and he's picking whole entire factions.
That's an act. That's
Yep.
a singular entity. It's a singular entity. You just didn't.
He just wanted to have better answers, is what it was.
Bloodline is one word. That's how I'm gonna justify it. Shut up. And then I think Cody goes to Raw, and Gunther goes to SmackDown. I think they switch him.
The more I think about it, I think business wise, there's no way that you don't put Cody on Raw. I mean, I would think within that deal, if you're paying $1 billion, you want the main title, right? You want the title that matters. And unfortunately, while I feel different, I love the World Heavyweight Championship. To me, that's the best looking belt on all shows. I love that title. Your main title is Cody's.
For sure. It says Adam Cole is the longest rated champion.
Yeah, but he don't count no more because he's, a baby on the other show.
He said he don't count no more. You don't count. You don't count.
That's petty.
He don't even go here.
Petty is that? You don't even go here. I want Bianca to turn him so bad, bro. Bianca, give me a heel turn, baby. Come on, man. We need a heel turn, Bianca. Please, for the culture.
I think she's going to start getting paranoid and make that turn. But that's not one of our topics.
Nope. On point. Chris, you got any surprises you think that's going to happen with the transfers or the trades, or you think maybe they just move 1 or 2 people? And, I don't think Roman's going to just be exclusively on Netflix, by the way. Like, I don't. He's
got
free agent
like
anyway.
a Brock Lesnar. Yeah, he's got like a Brock Lesnar status.
Yeah, he's not. He's.
No,
he
I don't see any. I don't see any major. Well, maybe some surprises, but I'm with you, Roman. I think Roman will float back and forth. I'm interested in seeing if it's going to be like NIL money offered to somebody. That's what I'm interested in. If they're going to do something like
that's
that,
what I'm thinking.
offer NIL money.
Yeah, man, I think that's actually a great idea.
They signed the NXT dude and say, "Yeah, I'm gonna give you this NIL."
Well, think about it. Have either of you ever played WWT 2K, the My GM section?
I haven't.
I did. I have it. I didn't get into the GM section because I just
with the GM section. Yeah. So with the GM section, they actually do something very similar to what we're talking about. You were given as your general manager an allotted amount of money, and how you spend that determines on like who's on your show. And so within
I
that,
did do
you could, yeah. So within that, you can also negotiate contracts with superstars. And I think that would be really cool for them to really make that a live concept. That, you know, Adam Pearce and both Nick Aldis are given a certain amount of money. Yeah.
Would it? So you
And
made
think
my
about it.
idea.
And think about it. That's what that way you can bring up rookies like Trick Williams and say, hey, you haven't shown yourself on the main roster yet, but I'm willing to pay you this amount of money to be on my show.
Right. That's what I was going to say. As far as like, I don't want them to do that with the main supers ups, the main rosters guys like that. I would like that to be something like if they pick a dude from NXT, have a negotiation with him. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's his introduction into the big leagues, right? That's what they
Yeah.
say when they bring a person up from the minors in baseball, they selected their contract, right? And then they get adjusted and they have to negotiate their major league rate. So yeah, I would like that from the NXT portion of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, as far as like that type of thing with the main roster, you know, Nick Aldis says, "Hey, you come with me, I make sure you get a title shot," or you know, they say that to a LA Knight, "Hey, in the future, you come with me, I make sure you get put on the main event scene," like something like that. If they try to go to Jake, bring him away from Roman, hey, Nick says, "Hey, I remember when you were by yourself and you were eating up the place. Why don't you come over here and I guarantee you be the number one guy?" Like I want stuff like that. If they're going to do stuff like that, I would love to see that type of interaction, like just backdoor politic type stuff. That's
I
what
For
agree.
sure.
I agree.
Yeah. I think we're all on the same page when it comes to the transfer portal.
Yeah. So let's go to what is it again?
Bangers and burgers.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying
You
that.
cannot say it, but it is
Bangers
what it
and
is.
burgers. Bangers and burgers.
You've been outvoted.
The way he says it, you don't want to. This
You-
is not it. We gotta workshop
you-
this. We gotta.
You are the weakest link.
We gotta workshop this. This is. I'm telling the people are with me. I feel the people, and the people are with me when they hear bangers and burgers. They just want to get a burger. Like that. Nobody wants it. No.
There ain't no problem with that. We can get sponsored, man.
Listen. That's why I got certain brand placements around. See if we can get a low key deal.
Hey, man. In and Outs around here, and I know they need people to eat their fries because they sell the nastiest fries. Maybe we can get
that's not
in
gonna
on
help
the
us
ground floor.
That's not going to help us get a deal. You're not supposed to say. He didn't mean that. In and out.
I didn't mean that in animal style.
All right. So best and worst match of the week.
Yeah, bangers and burgers.
Best. Best match of the week. I like that Rhea Raquel match at the end of Raw. And not for anything other than it was efficient. And it hit each mark with efficiency. It was no beat missed. Them ladies went out there, took that 8 minutes, and gave a goddamn good match. And it had a little entertaining finish. And it had a little iconic type shot with Rhea and Io. I love that. Love that match for them.
Yeah. You know, I want to say for me, actually, I want to say the White Six versus the Final Testament for me. I think you got to finally showcase a little bit more of the talent of like Wayne Gacy and the other guys, Eric Rowan. I think this matches up a lot better than it did with American Made. So I'm a little bit more invested in what's going on with the White Six now because you actually seen them lose, and I think that's big for them. So that's going to be my banger.
You know, I I didn't watch that match, so I couldn't even
The
disagree.
game was on. It was. I'll be honest with you. It was right when the heights of the
Yeah,
Cowboys game was going. So
yeah. I think somebody had did something, and that's what I was watching. Somebody did something,
yeah.
then I watched it. I don't remember that part. So
No, you're you're good, man. It was. I enjoyed it. Wayne Gacy, I think, put on a great show. Um,
yeah, I'm gonna go watch. I said I'm gonna go rewatch Raw because I felt like I didn't catch all of it, and you can't like it's not fair. Okay,
yeah.
like even though my team is ass, I want to watch them. All right, and I'm not gonna pay attention to the other thing I want to watch if they're on. So
Well, I look
shout
just
out
like
to
Michael when they. I look just like Michael when that punt block happened.
bro. He looked everybody in the arena, the opposing team was like, "Oh my!" Did you see the coach? Did you see
Man,
the coach? He was just like,
I'm really starting to think that saying Cowboys will do Cowboys things is starting to be kind of
"Bro,
true.
I've never, I've never seen no shit like that."
Yeah, man.
And it's not like he went out of his way to go get that ball. The shit bounced right to him.
Yeah.
It was like I don't know, whatever,
No, for
whatever.
sure.
Uh,
Okay. What
what
about
was
worst
your worst
match?
match? Me, Live in Dakota for me was like I don't like I get Sonya Deville cut the little promo on online about Dakota, well mentioning Dakota anyway. I guess they were trying to ignite a feud with her. They're trying to build up Dakota. Um, I don't care. That was
Yeah.
just and the match wasn't good. Dakota can work so much better. I don't know if maybe it was ring rust or something like that, but it was she. I know she worked so much better. I don't know if it was
Mhm.
Liv as you know, love Liv as a person. You know, things she does online. Philanthropic work, all of that. I don't like her as a WWE wrestler. I'm sorry. Attack me all you want to, you Liv fans. It's my personal opinion. I'm not saying anything crazy. I just don't like her.
Liv
That's
fans are
all.
like Taylor Swift fans, man.
For sure. That's why I'm trying to be so nice right now. I don't want to
Uh,
get. I don't want the smoke. Okay, I don't need it. I'm just saying my personal opinion. I don't like her or her laugh or her ring ability.
Her teeth are too big for her mouth.
Jesus
oh
Christ.
my gosh.
I'll
I
say
didn't. I didn't.
it. I'll take the heat. I'll be the villain.
Okay. You take all of that smoke. Give
I
out
will
the
take all that
jewels.
smoke.
Wow,
I will
Hayden.
take
Wow,
all that
that's
smoke.
that's
Not
that
doing
that's pretty harsh, Hayden. That's pretty harsh.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
what,
This guy
there's
jumped on
our buddy
top
Jet.
rope.
You know what? You know what? I will say the banger match of the week was probably that Aria and Raquel match. I enjoyed that match. Two women, very physical with each other. Um, you really don't have that in the women's division. I feel so. I think that match in itself was definitely something that you need from the women, uh, from the women's division. Just two physical women going at each other, beating the living crap out of each other. I enjoyed that match. So I think that was the banger match of the week.
Yeah, I picked that one too, Chris. I just loved it. And like I said, it was efficient. They had 8 minutes and they hit every goddamn spot on time, bro. That shit was
Right.
great.
Yeah.
Every spot,
And see, and that's also another example of getting in and getting out. You know, like you just said, Phil, you had 8 minutes to do your match. You hit all of your spots, and even to me, both women looked great in that match. And then at the end, you had the setup for a possible Rhea Ripley, Io Sky match further down the line. So that match, that match was definitely a very, very good match. I enjoyed that match thoroughly.
I loved that match. I loved it. I didn't. I like I said, I just love it because they got it off. Like it was so much
Yeah.
potential. If you look at the match itself, it was so much potential for someone to fuck something up. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yep.
Raquel, first of all, is very underrated. No, I don't know why people underrate her, but she's very underrated. She can work, and her and Rhea have a history, and they know how to work together. They always had good matches at NXT. Yo, just great matches. So I love that. I hope that boosts up Raquel. I hope she is in this tournament, this IC title tournament. I hope she's in it because she should be. I hope she wins it. God damn it! I'm gonna say it right now. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hayden, you there? I don't know if Hayden had
My-
any thoughts upon that. What was your worst one then, Chris? Why Hayden getting Hayden?
The worst one. Ooh. That's a good question.
It was living Dakota Kai after you jumped in at. You know what it is.
Look,
I don't like Liv, bro. I don't like Liv, bro. I don't.
I like Liv. I know. Hayden said she has too much teeth, or her teeth are too big for her mouth.
Yeah,
Uh,
I didn't say that.
Well, you know what? Go easy on my girl, Liv, man. Go easy on my girl, Liv.
I ain't say all of that. I didn't say all of that. God damn it. That was just. I don't know. It's just. I feel like she wrestles with Timberlands on, bro. Like her feet is always fucking up. Like I don't know. She run like she wear Timberlands. I don't know, man. Like run at somebody. Like I don't know why she gets high. She do high knees like she's trying to go through a goddamn hurdle or something, bro. Like run, just run to the corner. I don't understand it. I don't know. Damn, they gonna come at me for all that. Hey, let's talk. Hey, listen, I've been dying to talk to you boys about this. This is an extra topic. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Chris Evans, for sure coming back now to Marvel. He is definitely cast in the Doomsday Project. Ooh-wee. What they gonna do now? What do they do?
You know what? You know what's interesting about this? Okay, Chris Evans has done movies outside of Marvel. They've been pretty good because I think he was in that first Knives Out movie. He was good in that, and he's done some other films too. But none of them hit. None of them hit like him being Captain America and all of these Marvel films. And I think a lot of times, a lot of these actors get to that point where they try to say, "Oh, I'm an actor. I want to do real movies. I want to do real roles or whatever, so forth and so on." And then all of a sudden, you start doing those, and I'm using air quotes, real type movies, or you want to do those real type roles, and then all of a sudden,
Right.
you know, those movies aren't hitting like you thought they would, or those checks might not be hitting like you thought they would. Like for example, Idris Elba, when he did when he said he wanted to be an actor and do all these great movies, and then you look up and then you see him doing freaking the spinoff of Fast and the Furious or whatever, you know. I mean, he starts doing these cheesy movies. I think Anthony Hopkins was the same way. So I think a lot of these actors get like that, and they realize, you know what? Hey, it wasn't nothing wrong with getting those comic book checks. Yeah, I'll come back for about a good $15-20 million or whatever it is. And then here's the thing, people
Right.
really love Chris Evans as Captain America. A lot of people probably didn't realize until they saw Deadpool and Wolverine, that he was Johnny Storm. So I mean, hey, I'm not mad at it. I kind of wish though, in the sense, and maybe this is just me, I kind of wish they didn't say who's coming back. I kind of want it as a surprise, but I mean, I get it.
I mean, they're saying they're coming back because they wanted to build up the drama. I mean, you realize this movie comes out in 2026. That's a year from now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's pretty much time to start shooting. So you're going to find that out anyway, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and I know you're talking about he went to go do real. I don't think him and even RDJ. I don't think it was that. Like they didn't. They said they would. They always said that they would come back if it made sense. They just didn't want to damage what they built. So I don't think it was ever that they were like, "Oh, let me try to go win an Oscar like Robert Downey did." Congratulations to him. But I think it was just like, listen, I'm only going to come back if it's good. I'm not going to sully the name of the characters that we took 20 years of our lives to build. So if I come back, it has to be right. So and that's why when we talk to friends offline, I'm like, that's why I believe these two movies are going to be awesome. Especially, no, 3 movies. Let's include Fantastic Four into that because they said to. I think these 3 movies are going to be awesome, and only off the strength because Robert Downey Jr. came back and was excited about it. It wasn't a money thing, although he got $100 million. Wasn't a money thing. He got a script and a storyline that he loved and said that is worth coming back. So I think
and hold on, and also too, he got $100 million back. I mean, $100 million too.
That was the second part.
Yeah, that was the first part.
Yeah, that was the
is
first
it?
part. But still, he still got a script that he.
Oh yeah. I agree. Hey, is Scarlett Johansson coming back too? I thought I saw something that said she was coming back, or am I wrong?
There's a bunch of rumors about all the Avengers coming back, and then some of them not coming back. They talking about killing off Thor. Like, I don't know.
Okay, I wasn't sure. No, I'm excited for Doomsday and Secret Wars. Also too, I know the third and final season of What If is coming out. I think what is it, the 22nd or something?
Yeah, we are going to. That is going to be a permanent topic until that series is over too, because I can't wait to see what they're doing at the end of that. That's a show that a lot of people wasn't aware of until the second season, like the end of the second season.
Mm-hmm.
And like that show or that cartoon show is really good. It is really.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, it is. You know what? I actually have to go and watch season 2. I might start that tomorrow while I'm work.
You gotta watch it. Because there's episodes that really it has little to do with the overall story of What If, right? But then the story of What If in the middle of those episodes and how they tie everything together, great. But you have to pay attention to the whole thing, and that's why, like I said, the last part of this series, I think is going to be great because it's going to tie everything. Because if you look at 2, it ties everything together by the end of that episode, the ending episode. It ties everything together to go into 3, and then it's supposed to be wild as shit. So we definitely are covering that when that comes out. Can't wait for that. I can't wait for Daredevil. I'm gonna love that.
I really can't. Matter of fact, I might go back and watch the last season of Daredevil. It's been some years since I've seen it. I actually, I really enjoyed Daredevil.
I've been watching the series kind of like I'm on. I think at the end of episode 1 right now. No, not episode 1. Season 1. At the end of season 1.
Okay.
I'm gonna watch the whole. I'm gonna watch 3 seasons and Defenders too.
Let me ask you this: Do you think they're bringing back Jessica Jones?
I mean, there's rumors that Netflix universe will be in this Daredevil series somehow, some way, kind of connecting everything.
Okay.
I haven't said anything about Luke, and I haven't seen anything about Jessica.
Okay. I thought Jessica Jones was pretty good. The Defenders, it was good. I didn't like The only person I didn't like out of that show and I didn't care for was Iron Fist. That was just me personally. I thought the show was like, kind of bland, but that's just me.
I, I, I mean, we can go for it because I know you won't go to bed. We'll get into that topic. We can get a pod and just talk some shit. Maybe I get some other people about that. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think that this next project that Marvel is going to do is really good. I can't wait to see the Superman trailer that comes out. There's a lot of stuff, man, that's going to
A
be
lot of
coming
good
out.
stuff.
This is going to be a really good year just for movies in general, I think. Like,
Oh
there's
yeah,
a big
Sonic 3 is coming out in a week or so. Yeah.
because like a lot of animation projects are coming out next year too. I can't even think of one top of my head, but I know there's a few of them that I'm waiting for. So it's going to be a good thing. I don't know if I can pay for all of this. So sorry, industry. That's all I say about that. Final
Well,
thought, guys. Hayden, you there now?
I'm not sure where Hayden's in,
but
but
we'll say for Hayden too. Ladies and gentlemen.
most definitely. Hey, thank y'all for tuning in, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Shout out to our executive producer, Smitty. Make sure you follow us at WWTB. That's our Twitter handle and also Blue Sky handle. We will be posting content over there as well. For Hayden, Smitty, Fair, I'm Chris. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hey, Smitty, hit the music.
Yo, what up, what up, what up? Welcome to the 12th episode. I remember this time. 12th episode of Wrestling with the Bros.
Acknowledge us.
For Fair, Smitty, I'm Chris. Y'all have a good one. Hey, y'all take care.